Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. Today, we have mostly been talking about the Ripple v SEC lawsuit and regarding settlements. Today, I want to expand on that a little bit. Starting it off, XRP lawsuit has the SEC bitten off more than it can chew. A little bit earlier, I told you guys I do not think that the SEC actually knew what they were doing getting into all of this. Now, as time has moved on, I really firmly believe that they have no idea. So a couple of things I saw over on Twitter are, for example, this from Jeremy Hogan, who is an attorney. He said, the SEC has apparently bitten off more than it can chew and is asking the court for more time at the dinner table. I don't know if the court will grant the extension, but I do know the SEC is way behind the 8 ball. Note again that the new Chicago lawyer wrote the letter. Everything we're seeing, guys, is so extremely nice for Ripple / XRP. Extremely nice, and I'm really freaking excited for it. Let me remind you guys of that. Now, having said that, if you are enjoying the daily crypto videos, make sure you press the like button on it. Helps out with the YouTube algorithm and doesn't cost you nothing. And also, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'm still refreshing for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 subscribers. We are almost there, but I'm refreshing like crazy. We are at 123,392 to be exact right now. So hopefully we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I can screenshot it and I don't forget. So there's Real XRP Boy who tweeted out earlier, SEC confounded since 2013. Sometimes you got to do things without asking permission first. I suppose what's coming out of the SEC camp are philosophical arguments that have no relevance, ghosts, and mining. Making up informal rules as they go is childish. It has to be a joke, right? That's basically what it comes down to. One of the things that was written down is FinCEN and SEC have hosted meetings with industry representative and consultants to discuss how virtual currency systems such as Bitcoin and Ripple work and what legal, regulatory, technology, and law enforcement issues they present. These agencies have invited officials from other federal agencies to these sessions. FinCEN consulted with financial regulators and law enforcement agencies as it was formulating its March 2013 guidance, Virtual Currencies. These agencies include CFPB, CFTC, DEA, FBI, ICE, HSI, RS, the Prudential Banking Regulators, SEC, and the Secret Service. People have already gotten some speculation there as to the fact that FinCEN, if I'm not mistaken, you earlier said that XRP is a currency and SEC is not agreeing with that, but then again, all the basings and everything, it just doesn't make any sense, all right? There's this fair notice defense, there's how can I stress this enough? It doesn't make sense what they're doing right here. It doesn't. Okay, so the virtual currencies document here, one of the more prominent examples is XRP, which is used within a decentralized payment system called Ripple. Ripple allows users to make peer-to-peer transfers in a currency. A key function of XRP is to facilitate the conversion from one currency to another. For example, if a direct conversion between Mexican pesos and Thai baht is not available, the pesos can be exchanged for XRP and then the XRP for baht. As of March 31st, 2014, the total value of XRP was $878 million. Already from that little statement here, you cannot, any logical person here, cannot assume that something like that then is a security. If I don't know how to express it properly, guys. I'm just, sometimes I get almost annoyed just because it doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. Now, I've actually been posting a lot over on Twitter the last couple of days here, so I also recommend you guys to follow me over on there. One really important thing to quickly stress here, even though I'm hoping 99% of you guys know about it, Ripple and XRP are not the same thing. Way too many people make this mistake, saying, oh yeah, Ripple, they're not the same thing, right? Even though XRP might stand for X Ripples or X Ripple, it's still not the same thing. XRP is a digital currency, a cryptocurrency asset. Ripple is a private company in the US. Really big difference, really big difference. Then another thing I should quickly mention is one of the pieces you guys have been asking like crazy too. These Sunshine Act meetings that the SEC has been having, do they have any relevance to XRP / the Ripple lawsuit? Yes and no. The reason I'm going to say yes is because, of course, it's an SEC meeting. As this SEC is in a lawsuit right now with Ripple, they might discuss something akin to it, right? Related to it, or internal communications always have an effect because, well, they're in a lawsuit with each other. So whatever happens in a meeting like that, it has an effect. No, because there's no direct connection to each other. It's not like a SEC Sunshine meeting or whatever the freaking name for it is another hearing with Ripple. And a lot of people are making this mistake. I'm talking the hundreds of people are making this mistake. If you read the comments and read the Twitter and stuff like that properly, I think hundreds, if not thousands of people don't know the difference right now. Same thing for the fact that people always ask me if the lawsuit is over. If it is over, I'll definitely tell you, but it's not the same thing, and a lot of people don't know about it, guys. It's funny, but a lot of people do not know. Then, Ripple seeks documents from 15 offshore exchanges it says could be fatal to the SEC's charges. So, what actually happened here is a really interesting point. It's kind of a summation of a couple of things I've said earlier. What Ripple is trying to do now is basically what the SEC has attempted a couple of weeks ago. Ripple is trying to contact foreign regulators, or mostly foreign exchanges, to actually request some information. Why? Well, mostly to prove that SEC didn't have jurisdiction over those transactions. The caveat and the funny part comes in that the SEC said a little bit earlier that they, of course, want to contact foreign regulators, and they went through the MOU process because it would be faster. The fun part is Ripple said, hey, we know you can do it, basically contacting foreign regulators through the government agency, the way that you are, that we couldn't do. We know you can do it, but we want it to be fair. So just don't do it, or let put everything through the judge at least, which basically means if you're going to get documents, do it through a measure, which we could also do, and so that the judge has to see all your documents when you get them, basically. The SEC said, no, we want to, we prefer things to go speedy, and since it's a process which we are entitled to as a government agency, we want to go through it, why not? Right? Ripple said, well, you should have done that beforehand because you had all the power to do so in your preparation, not in the discovery phase where things should be equal. And the judge sided with the SEC saying, well, why deny this? Because they have access to it since they're a government agency, and because it would speed up the process because they would still be able to request it, it would only take longer. Now, the fun part comes that Ripple's trying to do this now too. They're trying to get this information, and all of a sudden the SEC is also filing for an extension of time. Where the fun comes in is that Ripple, this exact same process of contacting foreign regulators, knew this took a lot of time, and that's why they said, hey, you know what, stay in the same lane. If you want all of this, just do it, but do it to the measure we can do. And they said, no, we have to speed things up. We have to do it quickly. We don't want to make this lawsuit any longer than it has to be. And now Ripple is doing it too. And all of a sudden, like, oh yeah, no, we can make this lawsuit a little bit longer. We want to get more discovery time. It is really funny, and I still, as of this point, don't think the judge is going to buy that because it makes absolutely no sense. Today has really been a what WTF type of day. It's like, what? Really? And yeah, guys, I think as well that if Ripple can pull through here and get some info, this could be really detrimental for the SEC side, because if the SEC gets to hear that it was out of their jurisdiction because it wasn't on U.S. soil, all these transactions took place outside the U.S., oh, it's going to be sad for them. It's going to be a sad day. Then once more, Ripple seeks XRP transfer data on overseas exchanges. Ripple executives are seeking data on XRP transactions made on foreign exchanges to prove that most tokens were sold to non-US citizens. Its latest twist in the ongoing legal battle with the SEC. So yeah, another part, of course, is that if they're not US citizens, specifically not on US soil, then a lot of the claim that the SEC has made has gone away. And also this $1.3 billion in damages, I'm still not exactly sure how it's summed up or how exactly they got to this number, because if you start to think about it, what if 95% of this falls away because they weren't US or weren't on US soil? You know, well, it's getting interesting in here. It's getting really freaking interesting in here. Jeremy said, Garlinghouse and Larson are looking for documents from foreign exchanges that show none of those sales on the exchanges were to U.S. nationals. The issue is the SEC's jurisdiction over sales to non-U.S. nationals. If no jurisdiction, the SEC can't do anything, which is really starting to add up here. Once more, guys, SEC is no case. I keep telling you. Am I a financial advisor or legal advisor? No. So take everything I say here with a grain of salt. However, it's for a person with reasonable or ordinary intelligence, it's starting to look really interesting. Then, XRP lawsuit. With this move, what is Ripple trying to accomplish? It is once more talking about them getting this information out of these other countries. It's like we just expressed here and explained. They're trying to show the SEC that they are fighting an uphill battle, which I love. Having said that, guys, if you are enjoying these daily crypto videos, make sure you press the like button right now and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. What do you guys think? Do you think Ripple's going to win? I firmly think so. Am I biased? Am I misjudging it? Or is the SEC not making any freaking sense? Let me know in the comment section. Now, Bitcoin, $20,000 or $100,000 in 2021. Crypto trend is upward, wrote Bloomberg senior commodity strategist Mike McGlone. discounted Bitcoin is more likely to hit $100,000 than $20,000 in 2021, says the Bloomberg analyst. Bitcoin's 2021 foundation is firm, McGlone wrote, adding, towards the end of 2020, Bitcoin's history suggested the crypto would move sharply higher in 2021, and we see improving support for this. He continued, in 2020, 260-day volatility dropped to its lowest ever versus most major asset classes. Notably, the S&P 500, at last year's supply cut, the migration to institutional portfolios, Ethereum futures, and the launch of ETFs in Canada and Europe, and we see greater potential for Bitcoin to head toward 100,000 than towards 20. Well, I'm going to agree with that. Even though we've talked about the death cross and a couple, stories akin to that, I do believe that everything is kind of looking good still for Bitcoin in terms of fundamentals. I mean, there's going to be always two sides of things, and I've told you before, unless you are a trader, it really doesn't matter too much because if we hold like I'm doing right now, we'll get there eventually. It's just a waiting game. However, if we're looking at the fundamentals, not only TA, just fundamentals, things are looking amazing. We got so much new stuff coming in, and I think as well that the Ripple lawsuit here, if it comes out to be positive, could add to it. Then again, if some information, which we're still waiting for, surrounding Jay Clayton and the verdicts on Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to be coming out, well, then things might turn a little bit more negative. One of the things we can quickly see here is what I wrote. Let's quickly see here. Can't wait to see what the hidden SEC documents regarding Bitcoin and Ethereum will say, because I've been thinking about that for a very good while. There have been literally documents and documents and documents. There's whole piles of documents regarding what the SEC thought on Bitcoin and Ether that the judge has given approval for to Ripple side. Yet we haven't seen any of that stuff, which to me means the SEC has been slow in handing it over. Or if they've handed it over, Ripple's examining it and finding out what to do with this afterwards. Then again, since we're in the discovery phase, what's happening right now is they're taking that documentation in and then waiting it out for summary judgment when they're going to use that info. Right now, all they could do is pull up some motions and whatnot, but what type of motion could they get? Right? What could they exactly do? I'm not exactly sure, right? They might want to use it to help out their one of their defenses, basically, or potential fair notice, for example, where they could say, well, the SEC knew that we were doing something wrong, or the SEC discussed that we were doing something wrong, yet they never warned us, or where it says, for example, the SEC never knew that they were doing something wrong, which again might help for the fair notice that Ripple couldn't have done anything wrong, and might also help with the scienter and the part where the CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, and the co-founder, Chris Larson, said that they were kind of reckless in not knowing or unknowingly doing something false. It basically comes down to that idea. Now, Mark Cuban joins XRP Army in criticizing the SEC, which is pretty funny. I'm going to say that Elon Musk is also on the same note, but we only have a negative article for Elon Musk right now. Shark Tank's guy slammed former attorney John Reed Stark for having absolutely no understanding of crypto. Cuban says that all crypto will continue to positively impact businesses more than the regulator. Early today, Stark said that neither Bitcoin nor any other crypto had any utility. The volatility is unbelievable, and also, what a lot of people miss is that there is no utility in Bitcoin and any other crypto. The only reason people own is hoping it will go up because someone else will buy it. The speed at which Cuban turned down from a skeptic into a crypto advocate is astonishing. In December, for instance, he himself claimed that bananas had more utility than Bitcoin because they have potassium. Now he has outlined a myriad of use cases for crypto. As I've said before, this guy is just hopping on the trend. Whenever he sees money, he hops on, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Weather insurance, money transfer, provenance for digital files, marketplace efficiency for digital content, personal banking, prediction markets, non-fractionalized banking, structured financial products, fractionized of assets, gaming rewards, soon ticketing. All of this is done through cryptocurrencies, and it's pretty funny. So, of course, there's a lot of utility. And Cuban, of course, is not alone critic of the SEC within the crypto space. The XP Army, of course, on the same note, which I think is pretty funny. But yeah, he now himself is also coming to terms where it's saying, like, yeah, these regulators, it ain't it. And of course, Tesla's Elon Musk also had its flow out with the SEC before, and I think he'll have some new trouble with the SEC soon over his recent actions. Then again, the crypto community is going to turn against Elon Musk. Whenever I read the comments, you guys are all negative for him, and whenever I check Twitter, people just really despise him now for his 360 switch on Bitcoin and just his support of Doge, which the more veteran crypto community doesn't really like, but that was it for today's video, guys. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. And I will definitely see you guys again in another crypto video, most likely tomorrow or even later today. Let us see.